So Captain Marvel has set a divide among Marvel fans. There's the side that absolutely hates the movie, that thinks that it's nothing but just feminist bullshit shoved in with a bunch of boring action scenes and a boring character. And then there's people that think it's among the greatest Marvel movie ever. A movie that's up there with films like The Winter Soldier and Civil War and Infinity War. Well guys, I'm here to break the mold and I'm here to tell you the truth about Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is the latest inclusion in the MCU, which, before I even get into my review, I just want to say this one thing. The MCU, it's the best thing happening in movies today. I truly believe it is the Star Wars of our generation. Everything they've done from the universe, the Avengers, to now, it's blown my mind. So naturally, I'm gonna look forward to every Marvel movie, no matter how boring the trailers make the film look. Yeah, I wasn't really intrigued by the trailers. The trailers didn't do anything to grip me, but the Marvel logo did. And this movie stars Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson, Ben Mendelsohn, and Jude Law, and it follows Carol Danvers, or Veers, and she is a Kree warrior, and she lost her memory, so throughout the movie, you are learning about her past with her, and you're following the new leader of the MCU, as Kevin Feige says. Like I said before, there's a huge divide. People love this movie, people hate this movie, and I'm just gonna be honest. It's a good movie. It's not bad at all, and I don't get why so many people are hating on it. Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury is the best he's ever been. Literally, it's the best he has ever been in a Marvel movie so far. He doesn't play the typical hard-ass leader that he played in the Avengers or in The Winter Soldier. He's playing the pre-Nick Fury, the pre-Avengers version of Nick Fury, the pre-Eye Patch version of Nick Fury. And you get to see his story. You get to see how he became who you've known him to be this whole time. And they did such a good job with this character. The de-aging is perfect. It is perfect. There's not a scene in the movie where I'm like, oh, I can tell they de-aged Samuel L. Jackson right there. Like, it legit looked like Samuel L. Jackson did in the 90s, minus the, not that look, but you know what I'm saying. Another thing that really impressed me about this movie was Ben Mendelsohn as the main Skrull, like the main bad guy of the film. And at first I thought it was gonna be like another boring, bland villain like in Thor the Dark World, like the dark elves that you just forget about completely and don't care about while watching the movie. But by the end of it, the like arc that they had going with the Skrulls, I was totally on board with, and I absolutely loved what they ended up doing with these characters. The Skrulls are basically shape-shifting aliens, right? So it's like, imagine a planet full of mystiques, and that's what the Skrulls are. Going back to Samuel Jackson for a second, when I saw him in the trailer, I thought, they're de-aging him, so they're probably going to have him in like 1 or 2 or maybe 3 scenes, but he was in the forefront of the trailer, so everyone will go and watch the movie. But actually, he's like the second or third main character of the entire film. Like, he's kind of like the buddy to her main cop. It does feel like a buddy cop movie, but like in space. And with that, there are lots of entertaining action sequences. A couple that stand out in my opinion kind of towards the beginning of the movie. The one on the train, it was in the trailer, so that's not a spoiler, where she fights the old lady Skrull. Another one where she has these metal things restricting her from using her powers, so she's got to just punch people really hard in order to knock them off. I thought that was a really good idea, and I like the way they did that action sequence. So like, yeah, if you're going to this Marvel movie, just like, I just want to see a lot of action, a lot of bright, vibrant colors, a lot of guns going pew pew pew, this is definitely your movie. If you want a deep, meaningful story with a really strong led performance, someone who's iconic like Iron Man or Captain America or even Thor, probably not gonna get it, because the storyline in this movie has been done a million times before, which is fine, you can make that work, but there were just aspects of this movie that fell a little flat for me. The big glaring issue I have with this movie is the fact that Brie Larson as Captain Marvel was just meh. She was by no means bad. There was never a point in the movie where I'm like, oh, she's a terrible actress. That is not the case at all, but like, do you really think that Brie Larson is the only person that could play Captain Marvel? I could think of like 30 other people off the top of my head that probably would have given a better performance than she did. Towards the beginning of the movie, she was like the stoic warrior hero who just didn't have many emotions, and by the end of the movie, she was a stoic warrior hero that didn't have any emotions, that now knows her past. So there wasn't really much of a character arc. You didn't get to see her go from like what Captain America went through in the first Captain America movie, or even what Thor went through in the first Thor movie. This honestly just felt like an Avengers Endgame commercial at times. Like, it's just there so she can be in this movie. Like, the movie itself doesn't have a whole lot of meat. It's not grounded, and I'm probably not going to go back and rewatch it a whole lot. But even with that all said, it was still a fun time. There's still really good sequences, and also, like, another issue that I have with the movie, also involving the character Captain Marvel, is she's too overpowered sometimes. And that's okay. You can have a super overpowered superhero and make it work. Like Thor, OP as fuck. Like, Thor kicks all the ass in all the movies, but like, he's still grounded and he still has like lost fights and stuff. In this movie, Captain Marvel never once struggles in a fight. She never struggles. She just kind of kicks all the ass easily without any sort of real struggle or tension. And that is not heroic to me. That's not what I want to see in a superhero movie. I want to be able to see a superhero that can get his ass kicked and still stand up after that fight and end up winning in the end. That's the kind of stuff I want to see. But with her, I don't even remember her taking like more than 2 or 3 punches in the movie. She was just way too overpowered, and it made it just not enjoyable. And I swear to God, if she just jumps in Endgame and just kills Thanos easily, like she is what defeats Thanos, I'm going to check out of that movie and I'm going to be pissed off because she did not earn that. Sucks saying that my least favorite part about Captain Marvel was Captain Marvel, but it's true. Her character just wasn't done all that well. But I have strong hopes that the Russo brothers are going to do more with her character in Endgame and make her more likable. I have a feeling, because those guys can do anything. In the end, this movie wasn't bad. Don't let all this hate that I just brought up make you think that I hate the movie. I don't hate the movie. I actually really like the movie. And I'm probably going to rewatch it in theaters before it is out. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, the character Goose the Cat, actually in the top 2 or 3 favorite characters of the whole movie, I gotta say. He was definitely a good comedic relief in all of his scenes. There is one thing involving this cat, though. Not gonna say it because I don't want to spoil it yet, just in case you haven't seen it. The cat does something towards the end of the movie involving Samuel L. Jackson that is just stupid. It's just dumb. And they wasted something. Ugh. But yeah, in the end, Captain Marvel, although it's not one of the best MCU movies, and probably not even in the top 10, it's still not one of the worst. Like, it's better than Ant-Man and the Wasp. I can assure you that. But it still pales in comparison to movies like Infinity War and Thor Ragnarok, Spider-Man Homecoming. It's just kind of one of those movies that's just like a placeholder, almost like a commercial. So yeah, I'll recommend it to people who like watching action films. It's entertaining. It really is. It is entertaining. And there's never a dull moment. There's never a moment where I was just like, okay, I'm bored. Let's get on with it. I was actually thoroughly entertained throughout the whole movie. So with all these good things said, I'm going to say Captain Marvel, I'm going to give a B. I think that's a fair score. I think it deserves a B. It's a good movie. It's just not wonderful. So Captain Marvel, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Did you like Brie Larson's feminist message about that movie? Oh yeah, that's right. They play I'm Just a Girl by No Doubt in the last fight scene of this movie. Man, I'm all for feminist messages in movies, but wow, can't believe they did that.